Hi guys, we're back at the workshop today and we are going to sand the top of the butcher block, and then we're going to look at what we need to do to get the legs on. So let's get going. So we'll let the glue dry again, but for the most part, that's the top, really close to being finished. And it is looking just awesome. I couldn't be happier. It's the second layer of glue done, and I think the next time we will work on legs. We've decided we're gonna cut into the depth of the butcher block. We're gonna use a dowel and we're gonna use L brackets to secure the legs underneath, because we are worried about the weight of this thing. We could have cut the legs longer. We thought about putting the legs longer and having them showing through the top. That might have been a good idea, because then we could have screwed into both sides, but we didn't, so. We are back at the shop again. Today we are going to sand this with fine sandpaper, because when we use the heavier stuff to get the ridges and everything down, knock down the big stuff, it's now really rough feeling. So Chris is putting on some 120 grit, and we will do the final sanding with the nice fine grit, and then that'll make it nice and smooth. That'll be the final sanding. And then Chris is going to knock down the sharp edges with the little router, like he did with the legs, so they're not so sharp, and then you don't get the oil and everything or stain wearing off on those sharp edges. A big difference. You can see the edge, it's a little rounded off, going both ways, and down this edge. So that looks really good. Here? I think so. What part shows out?
That.
No, but I mean the...
Yeah.
Maybe this way? we're numbering these legs. This one, we put a 1 on here and a 1 in the corner so we know which leg, because they're all a little bit off. None of them is square, but we can't afford to take any more wood off because we need the size. Chris also got like really heavy L brackets to put on the legs. He's not going to dado them, but he is going to do the dowel about 1/2 inch or 1 inch into the leg, and then 1/2 inch or 1 inch into the wood, the block. And then the L brackets. 2 of them on each leg. 1 on this side, 1 on this side. And then the shelf underneath will hold the bottom of the legs sort of more stable too. So we've got the points at the center of these squares. That's where Chris will drill for the dowel. So we have put a piece of masking tape on the bit that's going to drill into the corner. That way you know how deep you're going into the wood, because you don't want to go too far. Over there? Oh, straight this way. You know, because all of these legs are a little bit off, they're not the perfect size, they're not all the same size. What we've done is mark them so that the X here goes with the X on the inside, and then this has got 4 lines on it for number 4, 4 lines on there, so that we know it goes exactly that way. Now, there's going to be an L bracket on this side and this side, so if there's a tiny gap here, it's not going to matter a lot. We could put a shim in there if we really had to. So we are going to go ahead and glue this up and get the dowels in. We are also going to pre-drill the holes for the L brackets, and that way we know the leg is standing nice and straight. Should we put glue in this hole, or does it matter?
So you just have to roll it. It's on the table.
Another day, and we are back at the shop. We've actually put the table down on the floor. First thing we have to do, this one leg is still split, so we are going to fill it with glue and then tape it together. And if we have to, we'll have to put a metal band around these legs, because there is still a little bit of splitting here and there. But we've got to do that first, and then we have to get this piece put on here, get the legs both at the same width, and then the wheels are going onto this piece. Maybe I'll stop for a bit till that runs down.
I wonder if you use this to push it down.
It's running down, it's just a little slow. I'll just stay in the center because it seems to want to spread out anyway.
So what I do, so mark this. Line that up.
Remember, the reason we added this piece onto the bottom is because we went into the top a little bit. We were going to dado it, but then the legs would have been too short, and we had already cut. So basically the wheels, this part of the wheel, let's see where my fingers are, right here was too wide. The screw holes were going to miss the leg. So if I put the leg on here, you can see how the screw holes were going to miss the leg. The leg was too small. So we decided to put this piece of wood on here, run it a little bit longer than it needs to be, and then we have the 3 holes on the side all going into the leg, and then we have lots of width here, lots of material to screw the wheels onto. And we'll screw this wood to the leg first before we screw. And that's going to actually help to stabilize the legs too. Having these sort of tied together on both ends. The glue has run down into the leg here, so I think we'll get this taped together so it can dry. So I am just going to get looking at the right leg first. Clamp this leg. Ooh, that squeezes a lot out. So now we have the same amount of space in between the legs at the bottom and the top. When we screwed the brackets on, it kind of sucked them in a little bit. Screw at an angle in there to draw the 2 pieces together.
Loosen that off.
I'll loosen them. That's a lot better. This thing is like, this was our next big concern, the hockey stick. One's nice and straight and one's ridiculous. So these are all the pieces. We'll just figure out the spacing. Do the math, figure out the length divided by these. I think there's enough there that,
Do one each end and then
yeah,
maybe center.
yeah.
And then
So these will all be cut to the same length once we figure out what that is. Got our centerpiece nailed in place, and then we're going to go from there out. Okay, let's see if I can get this in here.
right?
Okay. So now the other end.
So we know where to put the glue. Oh, I guess we're putting it on the rail. Okay, tip it up. Sit down.
Too much. And then this measurement?
Long ways.
Okay.
This way.
Oh. Right. Right there. Had a couple of nails that didn't go all the way in. We were surprised it wasn't more of a problem because this wood is just so hard. But Chris knocked the edges down with a little bit of sandpaper. I just love all the variation in the color of the wood. And that's really going to show when I oil it. Chris is going to try and punch those two nails down that didn't go in. We've decided we're going to take it home and oil it, because if we oil it, we'll have to leave it here, and I want to take it home. I should mention I did some research online today, and I was saying to some friends that I thought MCT oil might be a good thing to oil this with. So I did some research online, and it said it is actually better than mineral oil. You can get food safe mineral oils, but they're very expensive. I already had this in the house because I use it in smoothies and keto coffee. So we're going to use this to oil it. Just thought I'd let people know. I'm not sure. This is certainly a lot cheaper than buying the food safe mineral oil. And I got this at Costco. So there you go, guys. We are going to, now that ugly leg, that's the one burnt looking one, it's going to be in against the wall, but I'm pretty happy with the spacing on these. I'm going to take it home before I oil it, so I'll show you guys what it looks like after it's oiled. But this is pretty much done. Like I said, Chris softened all the edges. Pretty happy with this. I was going to use that little plastic container to put my oil in, and it must have had a hole in it. So it started leaking all over the place. So I just dumped it upside down on there. Oops. Dropped my phone again. I got a nice clean new paintbrush at an angle that has an angle on it, so I can get in all these little spots here, you know. So I'm gonna do the underside of the top first. Get that in. And there already looks nice just from that little bit that I spilled on there. And again, because this stuff isn't that expensive, and I'm not going to worry too much. I'm just going to slap it on. The more the better with this kind of thing, I think. I'm a more is better girl. The other nice thing about oiling it, as opposed to staining or painting, you don't have to worry about the drips. You don't have to worry about the stain not going on the wood evenly. So I really am gonna just slop this on. See the difference where the oil has run down on here. So now I will get this side done and move on to the legs. Is all the legs and everything done. I will come out and take a shot of it in the morning in the sun, but this is awesome. It just looks so beautiful. It's just like I imagined. So, and these wheels, oh my goodness, they glide so easily. Just awesome. So much character in the wood and so much color and grain, and I just love all the variations in it. Stuff like that. Even the staple holes. It's just beautiful wood. And this was all from a pallet. Every piece. Well, it is a beautiful sunny day, as I had hoped, and this looks gorgeous. I can see a little bit that I missed, unless it just dried out more, but I think I missed that little bit there on that leg. I don't know how. But look at the leg on this. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna have to go the other direction, I think, with the camera. It is so sunny in here. There, that helps a bit. Light coming from behind me. So you can see this leg here looked like it had been burnt. This one had the corner knocked off, but I just soaked the oil into it. There's a hole in the corner of that one. I left it like that. Couldn't be happier with the slats on the bottom, all the different variations, but the end here, even the end grains are just beautiful. I'm absolutely thrilled with this thing. And it certainly took long enough for us to get it done, but I couldn't be happier. It is just beautiful. A beautiful palette turned into a beautiful butcher block kitchen cart. Well, clearly I couldn't be happier with this project. It's so beautiful. Really glad to have this finished. Really hope you enjoyed watching us work on this project. Really going to be happy to move it into the kitchen tomorrow. I think I am going to put a second coat of oil on it. The wood is drier than I thought, and it absorbed the oil a lot more than I thought it would. So I'm going to put another coat of oil on it tomorrow. Don't feel like doing that today. But sure hope you enjoyed this video and this project. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your family and friends.